Well, hey everyone, it's not a normal coffee with Eddie day. Everybody is practicing social distancing and we're doing our best to help keep this virus under control, contained, and I'm not even sure if those words are appropriate because I don't know that we can control what's going on right now, but we can just do our best to try to reduce the effects of its concern of its effect on people. And today I wanted to talk to Dr. Todd Cramer, superintendent of Maumee City Schools. He and Mayor Rich Carr and our other first responders, our chief of police, our chief of the fire department have been very active these days in trying to protect our community and our kids. And Dr. Cramer, you've had your hands full since the beginning of this. Started probably, it had to be like around March 7th, I think is when this all started.
Yeah, actually, March 6th, we
March
held
6th.
our first community forum here at our district board office. At that time, we didn't have the social distancing current requirements in place, but we pulled together about 25 community leaders in our Board of Education room just to begin those conversations about a lot of what ifs at that point.
Sure.
And I think it really helped us get ahead of where maybe some other communities fell, being able to have everyone at the table and open up those conversations before a lot of the mandates took place.
Well, and being progressive doesn't go without some criticism, as we've seen in the state level and national level. And, this has been a great lesson for our kids to understand what true leadership is like, because sometimes you've got to make tough decisions. Sometimes your decisions are between terrible and horrible. So you just got to make a decision. So I applaud the effort you guys made at the very beginning to protect all of us and stopping school and stopping social activities. How did that come about? How did you guys make that decision together that this is just what we have to do?
Really just relying, first of all, I give credit to Dr. Amy Acton, our Department of Health, as well as Governor DeWine. We've stayed tuned with all the information they've provided. I've also stayed in contact I have a friend who lives in Madrid, Spain. And so having that international flavor and keeping an eye on what's happening, not only in the United States, but outside. And then when you think of the health and well-being of all of our staff and our students and what needs to come first, they really served as the guidepost for us making decisions. And we just realized we're going to make decisions based on the information we have. So we're going to try to make the right decisions. We're definitely going to try to make them for the right reasons, and we're going to live with whatever the outcomes are. So we erred on the side of safety for our students and staff, and I know that meant some last-minute change in plans. It was about 2.5 weeks ago on a Sunday when we first made the announcement that we were going to go to essential personnel only. That was not an easy decision, but I really credit my team. I've reached out to a lot of our district administrators as well as some other key personnel across the district to gather their opinions, pull it all in, and then just make the decision we feel is best.
So the to stop having classes was a difficult decision. I know that there's some public outcry in regards to stopping of sporting events and things, but I think that diminished quickly after people started to see the severity of the nature, because it was happening in the state of Ohio and in the country, and especially looking at New York, what they were doing, canceling, the NBA season and baseball. So I think maybe that helped soften the blow, that people realized, hey, this is really serious. We've got to pay attention here. And I guess we got to just, go along with what our leaders are trying to do to protect us.
Yeah, and I think having that understanding and that trust of our public that, we can't share all the information we always have, but please know that we're taking all the information that we've gathered from our county health department, our state health department, our national sources, and pulling that all together and using that to make our decisions. And once again, all the information isn't ours to share as a school district to make public. We've really left it, but often we're aware of information sometimes in advance of the general public, and we're going to use that information to make the best decisions possible.
Yeah, and it's not always capable for the general public, myself included in that scenario, to be able to even understand all of that information, where you've got access to people that can help explain those numbers and what's happening. it makes it a little bit easier for you to make that decision, and maybe a little tougher for understanding why those decisions are being made.
It does. And once again, it's been a fine line as far as a school district, what our role is as far as communicating that key information out, because we want all of our students and our staff to be safe. We want them all to be taking the necessary precautions. So we've been doing our best to spread those general practices and leaving it up to the experts in their fields, for example, the health departments, both locally and at the state level, to announce the information they feel is important for the general public to have.
So can you tell me, what are some of the services that are available right now for students, faculty, the people that are connected to the school system today, for example, like the lunch program?
So we've really expanded our meal program. And so currently right now, if anyone in the Maumee community is in need of a meal, regardless of your economic status, regardless of whether a student qualifies for free and reduced lunch, we made a commitment to make sure that everyone who reaches out to us receives a meal. So we've continued to provide that service. And once again, I need to credit Mary Batoni, our food service director, was supportive from day one. So we are providing that food service piece to anyone in need. All they need to do is either call our main number or fill out an online form to be able to access that. The other piece that's coming through that we're currently spreading the message about around our community is providing those key mental health services. Because I think as people are more and more isolated, sometimes that amplifies the effect of the mental health needs that people experience.
Mm-hmm.
So, if, for example, in the communication that goes out today to our parents and staff, we're going to remind them not only of our school guidance counselors and what they can offer, but also we're very fortunate to have St. Luke's right here in our own backyard.
Yeah.
And they have a mental health counselor who has also volunteered his services to anyone in need.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I've got to thank you. So, in mine and my wife's situation, she is still working, and even in real estate, I am still working. And, people have asked, why is real estate part of the essential workforce? I've had people who sold their home prior to this starting and still needed to get into a home. And home is essential to everyone. So it's not like I'm out there peddling houses every day and trying to, generate activity. I understand and realize the reality of what's going on. But for those people that are in need, I've had to still be there for them to help and guide this transition. So that meal program has been beneficial. With my wife and I both working, it's been beneficial to run over, schedule to pick up those meals and get them back from our kids who are still at home. And, we've got a 17-year-old, so she's there to help kind of manage things, but getting those meals and getting it back to them so that way they can still continue to, be nourished while my wife and I get out and, go serve, what our duties are. So I really appreciate that. How about things such as sporting events? It seems like these things are probably on an indefinite hold or cancellation.
Yeah, so we're awaiting word from the OHSAA regarding sports. Right now, we're on a hold, obviously, through the May 1st. And then just so everyone knows, following May 1st, there would need to be a week of practice before we could resume any live competitive matches or games. That's a mandatory component by OHSAA that you have that week of practice in there.
Mm-hmm.
So we're awaiting. We're still optimistic for our student athletes that they're going to be able to participate for a couple of weeks and then engage in the state tournament for their various sports and activities. I believe right now OHSA is considering lengthening the season at least a few weeks in the summer to ensure the tournaments could happen. So that is an option on the table. That would be great if they could do that. But, we'll kind of have to wait and see what they decide there as well. But it's another important piece of our kids continuing to receive that education because, we need to maintain eligibility as well.
Are there any contingency plans for graduation yet, or that you can even share right now?
I can't share them right now because I want to share them with our Board of Education first, but the answer is yes. Okay. We have made plans for a late June date as a backup. We are able to book Stranahan Theater with a soft hold. That way we could hopefully at that point be able to have a graduation ceremony as close to normal as we would normally have it in May.
Oh, that would be pretty important for those kids, going through 12 years of schooling. It's nice to get that recognition and going down the aisle.
Absolutely
Yeah.
is. I mean, it's, somewhat of a rite of passage
Yeah.
for students, and they've earned it.
Hmm.
And it is really a milestone in anyone's academic career. When you think back of your school experiences, almost everyone can recall their high school graduation.
Oh, absolutely. So is there anything else that you can tell me that you want to get the message out for today, for things up and coming within the next week, next couple of weeks, that you want the general public to have knowledge of?
I think just continue to stay tuned with all the information that's being put out there by our school district. And the other piece is this Thursday, we will be having a Board of Education meeting, and that will be broadcast on Facebook Live for anyone who would like to view that meeting.
Okay.
We're going to continue to really work together and collaborate as a city. I believe you were going to speak with Mayor Carr as well.
Hmm.
And the collaboration, Mayor Carr, Maumee Churches United, all those things are continuing to take place. And we just encourage our families and our community members, if you have a need, please reach out. We are here to support everyone.
Well, I appreciate all the efforts that you and everyone working with you have gone to help protect our children and help protect our community. I know these are hard decisions and sometimes unpopular, but we appreciate your leadership and everything you're doing for us.
No, and thank you for the opportunity to share this today and what you're continuing to do as well. That keeps us going as a community. We've actually had some calls about new enrollments, and that's because the real estate market needs to continue to operate as well. So thank you.
Well, we're doing our best under the circumstances, so we're trying to be here for people. So I appreciate your time. I know you're busy, so you take care and tell everyone at the school system we appreciate all their help.
All right. Will do. Thank you.
Thank you.